Okay, so today was day 1 of 4 for tryouts for this new unit. And it's been raining since about 3:30 a.m. So tryouts started today and they go till Thursday. So by Thursday I'll know if I made it or not, and also by the end of this video you'll know if I made it or not. But just to give you kind of some details without disclosing absolutely everything, right now I'm trying out for this new unit, and my unit right now is on the level that's parallel with Big Army, everyone. The unit I'm trying out for is the next step up. A lot of you guys are going to think it's Ranger Regiment. It's not Ranger Regiment, but I can tell you that NCOs and above are all Ranger tabs. So like anything else in the Army, you need to do the prerequisites to, ensure that you can pass the standard. So the standard is, for us, a Ranger PT test, which was today. Tomorrow is night, day, land nav, and then the following day is a 12-mile ruck march with 35 to 40 pounds, and then a commander's interview. So after the commander's interview, we'll find out who made it. For the position I'm trying out for, which is a PL position, there's 4 other lieutenants trying out. Today for the PT test, only one of the lieutenants beat me on the run. I beat him on everything else. So I think me and the other guy are tied right now for the position. For the PT test, it was 5-mile run, 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and then as many pull-ups as possible. So on the 5-mile run, I got a little over 35 minutes. For push-ups, I got 73, which is the lowest amount of push-ups I've ever done on a PT test. Sit-ups, I did 76, and then pull-ups, I did 18. So a lot of people I know for like Army-related events, like say a PT test, 12-mile ruck, they'll taper their external training, so like going to the gym, doing their own running other than PT training, and they'll taper that to maximize performance for some sort of test. Me, I don't change anything, because the way I see it, if I'm going to taper my training, it's going to be for something like a powerlifting meet, a marathon, if I was going to run a marathon, or something really important to me that would really change the way I'm training so that I can kind of adapt to it. But for something like a PT test for a 5-mile run, pull-ups, push-ups, if you give your maximum effort and just push yourself as hard as possible, you're going to do fine. And that's kind of the way I see it. You can suck it up for 35 minutes on a run and push yourself just as hard as you would if you tapered your training that day. So I'll keep you guys updated the next couple days, and by the end of this video, you'll know the outcome of it. Hopefully I made it. We'll see. But it's something I'm kind of really geared towards, and when I start doing something like this, I get really competitive. And right now I'm like aiming towards that other lieutenant. So I'll take you through the rest of these next couple days. I wish I could take you through all of the training and show you the PT test, 12-mile ruck, but it's literally impossible to film. So I'll kind of have to talk you through it, and you'll see how my training and my nutrition changes throughout the week. All right, so right now it's 9 o'clock going into work. I've been up for 6 hours. I need this. All right, guys, so pre-workout meal. No, I'm just kidding. Right now it's about 3:30. I'll probably be heading home from work in about an hour, hopefully. So as vegan as I get, one complete cookie. I have a bunch of these left from when the CEO sent me some. Oatmeal raisins, probably my favorite because the fat is the lowest. So for half the cookie, it's 4 grams. Whole cookie is 8 grams. And then a scoop of MTS Cinegram, which is honestly probably my least favorite flavor of MTS protein. And then 1 banana. If you get off at 4 o'clock, it's a very, very, very good day. Alright guys, so on the way to the gym right now, I had to pull over and stop at this church and just get the sunset in the background because it's absolutely awesome. This is the stuff I miss about Pennsylvania. Like Pennsylvania falls, like makes me think of sweatshirts, campfires, and going to football games. And seeing this like every night is awesome because the last 2 weeks has been overcast and it's just like, it's a letdown. But tonight I'm doing legs. I'm going to keep it pretty light because tomorrow we're doing land nav, which isn't too taxing. We'll probably walk around anywhere from 5 to 7 miles over the course of like 5 hours. But then the next day is a 12-mile ruck march, and it puts a lot of pressure not only on your lower back, but your legs as well. Mainly your back, because you're carrying like 40 pounds over an extended period of time, which takes anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours. In situations like this where I know I have stuff coming up and I need to be fresh and I need to feel good, I will keep the volume where it typically is, but I'll bring the weights down a little bit, maybe incorporate some more reps, some more sets, but really lower the intensity so that when I'm coming out of the gym, I still feel pretty good. Okay, so the first thing you're seeing right here is some new mobility work that I picked up from Omar's channel. And when I saw the video pop up in my newsfeed, the first thing I noticed from the thumbnail was the difference between before his mobility work and after his mobility work. And the biggest thing I picked up on was he eliminated part of his butt wink and back rounding just from ankle mobility work prior to going into a squat workout. So this is the first time I tried this out, that exercise that you saw in the beginning of these clips, and I'd say it helped eliminate at least 50% of the butt wink. Now you can still see a little bit here still, but I originally always thought that the problem was mobility weakness in my hips. So I was always doing hip mobility work and it just never seemed to solve the problem completely. And then after using this ankle mobility work after one session, it decreased that butt wink and that back rounding by at least 50% and made the biggest difference in my leg workout. So like I said before, the focus of tonight's workout wasn't to go heavy or max out or max effort or anything. It was just to get volume in, blood flowing to the muscles, keeping them fresh, and keeping them easy on my joints. So I started off with squats and I ended up working up to 315 because my ankles just felt so good and the form felt on point after doing that ankle mobility work. If you guys haven't tried it out yet, or if you're having problems with your squat, give that a try and it might make a big difference. I ended up doing 3 sets of about 30 seconds apiece. It actually ended up burning and I could feel it in my shins just because I ran that 5 miler earlier this day. And then I finished off the workout with extensions, curls, barbell lunges, and leg press. And I can tell you that I've been seeing dramatic improvements in my legs recently because I've increased the volume. I've stepped back a little bit from strength training, and barbell lunges have made the biggest difference in my legs, I think. Alright guys, so the post-workout spread, I made one change in my macros today. So I increased fat by 10. So my current macros now are 90 grams of fat, 450 grams of carbs, and 250 grams of protein. So I have 7 ounces of chicken tenderloins. And then for condiments, I have 1 serving of Bolthouse Ranch mixed with 1 serving of Stubbs barbecue. And then I have 1 cup of oatmeal with Walden Farm syrup and cinnamon. 1 bag of this Smart popcorn. It's only like 22 grams of carbs for the entire bag by Orville Redenbacher's. And then by far like my favorite nighttime snack, 4 rice cakes with, it's 3 tablespoons of this Buff Bake white chocolate, 1 banana, and some Hershey's sugar-free syrup. And I'll have the macros on the screen. Definitely over 1,000 calories. Alright, starting this morning off on a early note, 3:23 a.m. Alright guys, so right now it's 11:30. Just got back from land nav and I have to go back to work in about a half hour, but I ended up passing. You had to get 4 out of 5 points in 3 hours. I probably walked, like I said earlier, maybe 5 to 7 miles. But this is the first course I've ever done where I've had to wear a rucksack, my flick, and my helmet on the actual course. Usually you just wear, your flick with like a map, protractor, and compass, but we actually wore our ruck the entire time, so that was different for me. But you get a 1/50,000 map, and the way LandNav works, if you guys are kind of confused about what I'm talking about, so you get a map, and they give you a grid where you're at right now, and then you get 5 other grids that are on the LandNav course that you have to find in 3 hours. So you have to find 4 out of 5 of those points to be a go. If you don't, you're a no-go. So I ended up getting 4 points in my time limit. The lieutenant that beat me on that run yesterday actually only ended up getting 3 points, so he didn't make it. But I guess LandNav for this selection assessment for this unit is not a disqualifying factor. It's just a consideration. So LandNav is done. The only thing left to do tomorrow is the ruck. So I was going to take off from the gym tonight, but I think I'm going to take my day off tomorrow because after a Ruck March, your shoulders are dead, your chest is sore. Like all of upper body is pretty much just burnt out because the straps on the ruck is cut off circulation. So I'm going to take tomorrow off, just rest, and just call it a good week. So today I'll finish up my chest workout, maybe a little bit of shoulders, and then tomorrow we'll be off and then back in the gym on Friday. So So caffeine consumption has been pretty high this week. So I found a pre-workout meal or snack that works perfect for me, because for pre-workout, I like it to digest about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Something that doesn't fill me up and sit in my stomach during the workout, but is nutrient dense. So what I picked up at the grocery store, and usually I'll prep something at the house, but I was on the run this morning or this afternoon. So I had 2 of these Ostrom sticks. These are pretty good. The macros are 1.5 fat, 3 carb, and 14 grams of protein per. So I had 2 of those, the teriyaki, and then 2 Cliff Bars. So one of them was the Sierra Trailer, might be my favorite, and a close second is the Cool Mint chocolate chip. A lot of you guys don't like Cliff Bars, and originally I didn't like them when I first had them like years ago, but it's something that's like really grown on me, and I love them now. All right, it's 2:45 a.m., 35-pound ruck, water source, flick, and dirty boots from Land Nav. Oh, I'm getting old. I'm hurting. So 2 hours and 32 minutes for my 12-mile ruck march. Not bad. My best time I think ever was 2 hours and 19 minutes. So there are 4 lieutenants, and I got third, which isn't the best, but we all came in within like a 4-minute time frame. So I have to go back to work at 1, and then that's when I'll do the interview, and that's when we all find out who made it. So the course was 3 laps of 4 miles apiece, and with me, no matter what I'm doing, whenever I ruck march, the first 4 miles, my shins are always killing me, so it takes like 4 miles for me to warm up. Miles 4 through 8, I felt awesome, felt really good. At mile 4, I popped the Jolly Rancher, blood sugar came back up, I got some energy, it was like a morale booster. And then miles 8 through 12, I was kind of hurting, because the whole course was like hills. I mean, you were either walking up a hill, striding, or running down a hill the entire time. And it's not until like you get in your truck, you drive home, you go to like change your radio station, or you go to open your door, and that's when you feel it. Shoulders, chest, back, legs, everything's like super sore right now. A 12-mile ruck honestly probably burns between 3,000 and 4,000 calories, just because, I mean, you're sucking the entire time. It's a very uncomfortable state to be in for the majority of that time. So after the interview, after I get off of work and go home, I'm going to stop somewhere, get some good food, because I still want to stay in a surplus today. So probably I'm thinking burger or pizza. So the interview went pretty well, but we were not told who was selected yet. So I'm waiting on a phone call probably within the next 2 hours to either be told I made it or I didn't make it. But in the meantime, while we wait, I picked up a pizza here at Pizza Hut. So if you've seen this on the channel before, this is the Skinny Club. It's got chicken, pineapples, cheese, Canadian bacon, and then it's like a thinner crust. So the macros for the entire pizza are 72 grams of fat, 200 grams of carbs, and 96 grams of protein. Today I'll probably eat anywhere from, I'd say, 5,000 to 6,000 calories because of the ruck march. My body's pretty beat up right now. My lower back hurts, my legs hurt, my shoulders hurt. So I'm trying to just replenish some of that glycogen I burned up today, because I definitely depleted a lot of glycogen. There's very few workouts where I actually do, with my bodybuilding or powerlifting approach, but a ruck march will definitely do that. So I'm going to eat this and waiting on that phone call. So I just got the call, and I made it.